When you're networking or trying to build rapport with someone, whether you're at an event or even online, it's crucial to remember someone's name. Remembering their name, whether it's 10 minutes later or a month later. People will never forget the fact that you remember their name. Now, we have some tips that can help you remember the names. You know, there's a couple of tips. For one, writing it down, whether it's putting it in your notes, whether it's, you know, creating a fake contact, like, hey, I'm meeting, you know, Carolyn. How you doing, Carolyn? Create a fake contact for her, like a contact entry. You know, you don't have to have the number for it yet, but just creating that entry makes that connection. Another thing is also saying it out loud. Hi, my name's Carolyn. Oh, it's nice to meet you, Carolyn. Repeating that will help you remember that person's name. And when you remember someone's name, it's like they trust you more. You build a relationship from the beginning. People like you more because they notice, oh wow, this person actually paid attention to me. Whether you did or not, and whether it's a skill or not, they still remember that. You know, just like the famous quote, people don't remember what you say, they remember how you made them feel. That's the same situation where as soon as you say, hi, Rob, it's nice to see you again, it's a pleasure meeting you, or it was a pleasure speaking to you, Rob, that will stick on people, and that's something that everyone needs to kind of keep in mind. Also, it's important to use the right context when you're talking to someone of their name. You know, instead of, you know, Richard, you know, don't call the guy Rich unless you've heard someone else in your relationship status with him use that same context. You know, if it's his close friends, and you're not his close friend yet, I don't suggest you just call him Rick, you know, or Dick, or let's say, you know, Susan. Don't call her Susie if you haven't heard anyone else say it. One way to really help with this is look on their social media platforms. I mean, if they go by the name Susie, you know, Dick, or, you know, what's some more? Let's say, you know, if somebody's name is Alexandria and they prefer that, don't just call them Alex. Make sure that it is okay and you don't use their name out of context. Richard Branson is the perfect example when it comes to that. Some people call him Rich, some people call him Mr. Branson, some people call him Sir Richard Branson, some people call him I forget, but he's got like 4 different names that he can use depending on your relationship with him. So that's important to keep in mind, that, you know, don't just try to remember people's name. Use their name in the right context. So if you're getting ready to meet a prospect or a client, or, you know, you're getting ready to interview someone, or whatever the case may be, do a little bit of research and see how they prefer, you know, what name they prefer to be called. Just so, you know, really, if you use a person's name out of context from the beginning, that's like starting a relationship off on a bad start already. Like, you know, I have some names I prefer people don't call me from the beginning, and I'm sure you have a name that you're like, nah, that's not my name, and that creates a negative connotation from the beginning. So make sure to remember people's name and do something physical to actually, you know, help you with that, and make sure you use the right context when doing so.